Welcome back.
Welcome back to Cookies and Milk.
We just watched the Power Rangers movie.
I'm your host, Ben.
I'm your host, William.
And today's cookies are none, and we're drinking water.
Yeah. We just got back from the movies.
Yeah,
It was
so
a very fun time.
a lot of popcorn in our systems, a lot of snacks. I feel like if I ate any more chocolate, I would die.
That'd be pretty bad. I had a Reese's Easter egg when I got home. Not the best idea, but had I had more, I probably would be dead. The topic I had for the podcast was movies based on video games and video games based on movies, and how it's very hard to get them right.
Sure.
And how the only one that got it right is Nightmare Before Christmas 2, Ogie's Revenge.
I read a thing about that game. It was designed by the people who made Devil May Cry.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm very happy to hear that. It makes a lot of sense, and they did God's work.
Like, it's the style system and everything, and the combos and whatnot. That's exactly Devil May Cry.
I love the musical segments, because it works well. It's like Bayonetta in a sense.
Yeah. And then it flows together real nice.
It's very flashy. It's a very flashy, snappy game, perfect for Jack Skellington.
It's one of those games that I want to sit down and really just play through the whole thing.
Yeah, definitely.
But I mean, at that point, I feel like I should just be playing Devil May Cry.
No.
No?
Definitely not.
It's better than Devil May Cry?
Based on what I've heard you and Randy talk about, you, Randy, and Marcus.
Better than Devil May Cry 1, that's for sure.
Better than Devil May Cry 1. Apparently, Devil May Cry 2 is garbage as well.
I fucking hate talking to them about...
And apparently Devil May Cry 3 is the best game ever made.
That's what I've heard. I own the Devil May Cry collection on the PS3, and I'm trying to play 1, but it's so bad.
Just play Jack Skellington. Just play Ogie's Revenge.
Actually, canon order for Devil May Cry.
Just play Ogie's Revenge and then Devil May Cry 3.
And then go straight into Devil May Cry 3.
And then DMC.
Right. I already played DMC, I don't need to play it again.
Right. I have also played it.
Did you beat it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean...
What a video game.
Yeah, definitely. What are they called? Beat 'em up? Hack and slash. Hack and slash games are very... they can be very entertaining or very dull.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta add a certain amount of...
They can walk a
player
fine
into
line.
Where it's always fun to be messing around in your combat system. But more onto video games. What do you count Scott Pilgrim as?
I'd say it can be any form is fine.
Yeah, Scott Pilgrim's a weird one because the comic came out and then the movie came out and the game came out alongside it.
I'm gonna say the game came out. They're both based off the comic.
They're not.
One's not based off each other. They're both interpretations of the same comic book.
Yeah,
and they're both very good.
Yeah, they're really good.
Scott Pilgrim as a movie, I remember enjoying it, and Scott Pilgrim as a game was so good.
Yeah,
it was
a really good.
I remember we would always go back to the same store.
Like, whenever we'd start up a new character.
Not just a new character, we'd go back to the store and you'd see that pink-haired girl.
Oh, yeah.
I would always get quesadillas, and you would just hang out there for a bit.
She was good.
Yeah.
That was my girlfriend, dude.
Yeah, of course.
There were so many just great things in that game. Like, the layers and the references and everything, and the way like the subspace portals you could find in different stages.
It had a very eerie feel a lot of the time.
But it was like good.
Yeah.
And all the characters you could play as, when they added in Knives and Negascott.
Yeah. It all felt good.
It was so good.
What's another one?
Another game based off a movie. A movie based off a game.
There's Golden Compass. We played that.
What do you... I haven't put that video up yet. What do you think about Golden Compass?
You haven't put that up yet?
I haven't put that up yet.
You recorded that forever ago, in January.
I've got a long backlog, dude. I'm one man.
Yeah.
Oh, PB.
No, but you'll see what I think of it.
She went to PV.
She went to lick her belly. You'll see my opinion on Golden Compass when that comes out.
Did you even watch Golden Compass the movie?
Parts of it. I think. It was definitely a movie.
I feel like I've seen it on screen, like
Yeah.
on a TV as I'm passing it.
Definitely.
I'm trying to think of other. There's so many, like, Assassin's Creed came out recently,
Yeah.
and I was already so bored of the Assassin's Creed series.
How was it?
I didn't watch the movie.
Oh.
You couldn't have paid me to watch the movie. I'm mostly just talking of it as an idea at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It was like I was clocked out. I don't know anybody who was still into Assassin's Creed by the time Syndicate came out.
Yeah.
And then they were like, this is the perfect time to capitalize on all this hype with a movie. And
It seems
like,
really stupid because the series has gone into remission.
yeah.
Like, as soon as the movie came out, no one's clamoring for a new one. That's
Yeah.
why it went into remission. They're letting out some content, but this would have worked. Fuck, was this? Did we talk about unnecessary sequels in the episode we lost?
Yes.
Well, then, Assassin's Creed.
I'm not giving up on that episode.
Okay, Assassin's Creed has a lot of unnecessary sequels. That, I mean, it wouldn't have been so unnecessary if they continued the plot.
Right. Or,
Somewhat continuing the plot.
man, stop the plot.
Definitely end this plot.
After 3, that was it. Like, everything past that is like, what are you doing?
Definitely.
You ended it.
Yeah.
You stopped. And they were like, we can make more out of this.
And it sucks. Because Assassin's Creed 4, I think Assassin's Creed 4 was the last good Assassin's Creed game, and many might debate that. I mean, I liked Assassin's Creed.
I debated.
Assassin's Creed
I debated with you right here on the podcast.
I know. But we're not here to talk about that. Like, it was pretty... I liked the story. Although, Edward as a character kind of was weird.
He's a garbage man.
Yeah.
He's a garbage man.
Eh.
They're like, hey, do you like this garbage man?
I like the ending cutscene. I like the ending credits where he's sailing back to England with his daughter.
Right.
That's fun.
Sure. You like garbage man.
Okay.
It's rough, and it's like, I've talked about this one before, but Assassin's Creed is always the issue of, like, there's too much content. Assassin's Creed, you gotta slow it the fuck down.
Yeah, they make so much. They make so much in one game.
Yeah.
Itself.
And it's just like, I don't need this much content. Whenever I boot up an Assassin's Creed game, I'm always wishing there was less. And it's weird. I should never want that out of a game.
No, it's completely possible. Like, Breath of the Wild, have you heard that there are, in a side quest, where you, like, collect things from the Kuroks? Do you know the Kuroks?
Sure.
I think
Are
that's
they
what
the little small things?
They're little...
The trees?
Makar. You remember Makar?
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
Makar.
they were that. You gotta collect...
King Makar the Gold Cursed. He's a Magic the Gathering
Definitely.
card.
Are you serious?
He's a 2/3 for 4 mana. He's got into the
because
Inspired
the Kuroks
mechanic.
give out gold droppings.
Really?
In their side quests.
Crazy. What does Makar
900.
mean?
What?
does
Makar.
Makar
Makar's the
mean?
little...
No, what does the word?
Makar?
Yeah.
Look it up. You're
I'm
the one
looking.
with the
Alright,
phone.
fine. Okay, that
But
goes.
there are 900 portions of that side quest.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And you get it for a piece of shit. Literally a piece of golden dung.
Ooh.
Spoilers, I guess.
The name of several individuals in Greek mythology.
Does it stand for anything?
I'm looking it up right now. No, not really. Weird. I guess
Yeah.
that's just a sort of bizarre coincidence.
But I've heard that in Breath of the Wild, there are locations that are from
Other games?
other games, and that interests the hell out of me.
Yeah.
I would love to see that. So it must be... It must be that this Hyrule, it must be like after every other game.
Right.
I don't know where it falls into the timeline. I don't want to check.
Because, there are the bird people and the little tree people.
And Zoras.
Yeah. How are there both?
I don't know.
Or are the Zoras red?
That's a good question. I feel like there must be an explanation which the Zoras must have lived deep under the sea
Right.
for many years. They must have survived that way as developing feathers. Which I don't know how that happened. How that
I mean, I guess you can evolve two ways.
I mean, I guess with Zoras, there must be a type of change in physiology depending on where they live. Like, say, in Majora's Mask, the Zora Link you can play as jumps out of the water like a flying fish.
Right. But no other Zoras do that.
Well, that Zora, you gain the Zora's abilities, so that must have been something taught to the Zora.
Right.
So, flying fish are designed to
evolved into birds.
soar. I'd imagine they had the jump start.
Right.
And something happened. Maybe magic.
That's a bunch of evolutionary stuff that had to have happened
know.
there.
Maybe the more they kept staying up to the surface, the more they just started actually soaring.
Right.
Whatever.
Who cares?
Whatever, dude. I love Legends of Zelda.
Did you hear that all Legends of Zelda games are going to be open world now?
Oh no.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be interested to see what they do with it. I would like the original Zelda format to survive on handheld.
Yeah. I feel like that's what they do a lot. I mean, what handheld? We're in the future, dude. Are you talking about a phone game, a mobile game where you get to buy units?
I guess, dude.
No,
the 3DS is still going to be supported. Yeah, it is.
It's on the way out.
They made the new 3DS.
They made that 2 years ago.
What the fuck?
When was the new 3DS?
2015.
Welcome to Google Podcast.
Majora's Mask came out 2015.
Wow.
On the 3DS. New 3DS. Pretty sure.
That's probably correct. I don't think it came out 2016.
I don't remember. Did I play it? I didn't play 2016.
Did you? Oh, did you play Majora's Mask?
I played Majora's Mask. Because,
I didn't like Majora's Mask.
I had played it on the N64 and didn't get very far into it. And I was like, I'm a different person now. I'm older. And I was like, it's still... Is this the podcast where I talk about Majora's Mask?
Oh, the topic doesn't even relate to that.
We got to it, though.
How we found ourselves there. I think this is the part where you say, but we'll get to that later. I mean, you can talk about it if you want to.
No, we're talking about stuff. We're talking about other stuff.
Are we?
I guess.
What's new? Just $200. Tracks your face with the 3D, because that's what we cared about.
Right.
When did it come out?
Why don't you just look that up? Release date.
I should have just typed release date.
Like... Movies based on games? Games based on movies?
February 13th, 2015.
Yeah. 2 years ago.
Wow.
More so now.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
I mean, the issue here becomes that we haven't really played that many.
Movie games?
Right.
Chronicles of Narnia, Lord of the Rings.
Did we play a Chronicles of Narnia game?
Me and Dad played that.
Right.
That was...
that is actually relevant. Shadow of Mordor is my favorite movie game of all time. Because it's so loosely a movie game.
I'm going to say that's a game based off the books. It's definitely not a movie game.
My favorite part of the books is where a ghost possesses a random dude. It's like, it's barely based on... It's like loosely based on the series of Lord of the Rings.
Would you call the movie The Hobbit... Would you call The Hobbit the game based on the movie? The Hobbit? Absolutely not. Remember the game?
Which game?
The Hobbit?
Oh,
for the PS2?
Fellowship of the Ring?
No.
I swear that was Fellowship of the Ring because you played as Frodo escaping the ring wraiths.
Yeah, it was.
Williams.
It was...
Entire reality is falling apart.
There is a game called The Hobbit, though, and it looks bad.
I mean, I'm sure
it's a bad game. I've seen reviews of it, and it's weird. But the Fellowship of the Ring, I guess that's... No. It didn't look anything like...
That was one of the most disappointing games I've ever played.
I feel like it would have opened more if we were actually good at the game.
Yeah, had we gotten past
But it's hard
that,
as shit.
It was so hard, and it was scary.
It was scary.
There was the ring wraith, and you were a hobbit.
And you're like on a... It was... I remember it kind of... I remember this layout well.
It was like dark and there were fields.
It was dark. You were on like a cobblestone path.
Yeah.
The ring wraith was standing in the middle of the path.
Yes.
There was a home to the side, to the right side, and there was like a tree on the left side, and there was like a lone street lamp.
Yep. Yes.
And you'd had to like walk around the tree, but you still got found out by the ring wraith.
Like, no matter where you went, you got found out by the ring wraith.
Remember the dog scene?
In the movie where the dog is barking?
Yeah. No. I don't want to think about that. Wait, the dog stays alive, doesn't he?
Dog is alive at the end.
Okay, the ring wraiths are good people, I guess.
They're all confirmed.
They have some semblance of humanity.
They were men once.
What was I? Oh, but no, the where you're going through the fields in the Fellowship of the Ring video game, and you have to evade. For those of you who I can't see this, which is everyone but me, Ben is rubbing our dog Cookie, and she just like tipped her head back, and like there was a smooching noise when her head made contact with Ben's face. And then she just took her head right back down.
She wanted to smooch.
I
hope they can't hear this. I hope they can't hear me.
Hear you gently rubbing Cookie's back.
Yeah.
She's the cookie for cookies and milk.
Right.
But
Cookie
like
and
you would go through the field. You had to get across the field to get like Pippin or something, and like the dogs would start chasing you, and you'd be like, "Oh God, I gotta get out of the fields." Do you not remember that part?
I don't think so. No.
It was. I think it was supposed to teach you stealth.
Right.
But it was hard still. I guess you never you realize how bad of a gamer you are when you're a kid, though.
Yeah. I have the opposite problem a lot.
What?
I'm playing Prinny Can I Really Be the Hero currently on my PSP.
Again?
Because it was like $1, and I was like, I remember really enjoying this game.
It's a fun game. As long as your PSP doesn't have a broken control stick.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of fun, except this current boss I'm at.
Which one?
I literally,
Explain it to me.
I got through so much of, I beat every like main chapter without losing 100 Prinnies.
Oh.
And I'm like, I'm doing great. Tackled the hardest ones first so I can get those out of the way before they get really hard.
Right.
And then just annihilate these levels. And then it's like, there's a huge cooking, like, the master chef or whatever.
Oh, I think I remember.
Has a big iron monster. I'm 22 years old, and I'm very good at video games. This thing has taken almost half of my printies.
Oh my God.
And because it's just like, for those of you unaware, Prinny Can I Really Be the Hero was an offshoot of the Disgaea series that was like Dark Souls, but Prinny.
Didn't we also talk about this on the episode we lost?
I don't think we talked about
Disgaea?
We talked about Disgaea. We didn't talk about Prinny. We talked about,
Prinny Can I Really Be the Hero is a good game.
It's really good.
I'll say that. I'll give it that. It's a good platformer that it takes a lot of skill to master.
Because you can only do like 3 things, and you have to chain these together in order to beat increasingly difficult stages.
And if you're Ben, you play it on the one-shot, you're dead difficulty.
Yeah.
If you're me, you play it on the normal difficulty. But if you want to have fun with the game, you play it on the baby mode.
They didn't even add that until
Disgaea 2? Until Get It Pretty 2?
Yeah. When you play it on the easier difficulty, it's only like slightly easier.
It's only slightly easier. Only because you have 3 hits.
You have 3 hits, and that doesn't even save you 90% of the time. Like, you still bounce back, and that kills you 90% of the jumps.
Platforming, yeah.
The platforming is so, like, rigid, because you're not... In a lot of platforming games, you're, like, a real good hero, and you got a lot of options and stuff. I feel like you have no options.
I feel like that's the whole point.
Yeah, and that's good.
I think the only difference between normal and hard mode is the lives. The lives. I don't think the game scales back the difficulty at all.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
The only thought I could have is the fact that it's easier because of the lives, because of the hits. But this guy, Pretty 2 introduced Laharl as a playable character, and I love it. I love it so much because he just does more damage. But it is a bit slower. And I got to the final boss, and I couldn't fucking beat it.
I got to the final boss of the first one, and I beat it. No problem. It took me a long fucking time. And I remember it exactly. I was in the carpool with you and your friends, like...
that's weird.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about that, because I listened to my music way too loud for the entire time, and there was some bad stuff in that, and there was like a fourth grader in it in the carpool, and like I just sat in the back with my speakers turned all the way up.
God, it was so funny. We were driving to the movies today, and there's a song called "Enormous Penis," and my little sister is like, what is she, 11 years old?
Yeah.
Exactly. And that just started playing while she was like looking at comics on my phone, and I was like, all right, I gotta go ahead and get that back now.
I was like, is Ben gonna change it? Because it has a slow start, but that doesn't talk anything about a penis.
Yeah, and then it just hits it.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh no, Ben, we're gonna go see Power Rangers.
I mean, and then Power Rangers leads in with a weird dick joke.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, because the rest of the movie was so good, you forget the lead in with the part where he jerks off a cow.
Yeah, that did happen, huh?
Yeah, comedy gold.
I'll forgive it.
I mean, yeah, I don't give a shit. I think I could skip that part. Like, I would purposely show up late to miss the entire opening part of the movie.
No, I think that needs to be,
yeah.
ground rules need to be set for that.
What were we talking about? Oh, and I beat the final boss. The thing about Prenny is it has a very basic thing. You can hit pound onto enemies, and it's basically ground pounding. And when you ground pound onto them, they get stunned. Bosses need to be stunned several times before they go into their critical state. Like, they're dazed for a while, and they take way more damage.
Right.
And that's when you really gotta lay into them. The final boss does not have that.
Okay.
So you can only deal, like, scratch damage to it.
Oh.
Like, you're dealing minimal damage the entire fight.
Hoo boy.
And you just gotta survive it. And I did it, and I was so happy. I was, like, so excited, and I was just like, yeah. The current boss I'm on, there's a time limit in this game. Like, every live you have, you only have for, like, 5 minutes for whatever reason. And it's just absolutely bizarre, and it never even matters, because you're dying so much, or you're going through the stage so fast. It matters in this boss fight. It takes me 5 minutes to even get close to beating this thing. You can't hit pound onto it, you have to throw bombs at it.
Oh.
And it's like
It's the final boss, right?
No, it's the boss before that.
Oh.
Like, and when you throw the bombs at it, then it loses its thing, and then it goes into the weakened state.
Right. That's the boss I got to in Prenny 2. And it was the worst thing ever because it doesn't even matter if I had 3 hit points. If I'm on the bomb thing and I get hit, I go right off the cliff.
Yeah,
and also the fact that my PSP was continually broken for the entire time I had it.
Yeah.
Which I just couldn't properly control my characters, which I'm surprised I got so far in either Prenny game with that type of bad luck. How's it going?
Good. It's going good. We're recording on 2 phones.
Because last time episode 28 is no longer with us.
I'm going to save it.
Okay.
I got plans. I got tricks.
We'll try them out Sunday.
Yeah, probably later.
Are we going to record Sunday?
No.
That's not happening this Sunday.
We're not doing Adventures this Sunday.
Okay.
You
gotta send me the Adventures audio files because I want to listen to them.
Yeah, I was listening to them at work today. They're good. We also gotta start uploading those.
Yeah, has Alan finished the thing?
I gotta ask him about that.
He was pretty close.
Yeah, he
last
was
time I
like
checked. He was
there.
finishing it in the first recording sessions.
Yeah. Talking about video games?
Pretty.
The final boss of 2 is basically instead of like there's one huge thing in the back that's consistently throwing shit at you,
right?
And then there's just like a little ball in the middle of it, and that's the boss. And it's like, all right, cool. It's small and it's hard to hit, and it'll still kill you. And it's like, all right, great.
If you touch it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's good. Like, it's one of my favorite PSP games.
Definitely. Was there more
to talk about here? I feel like, how did we even get onto this topic?
Hard games?
We weren't talking about hard games, were we? What were we talking about?
Fuck.
It's a good thing this is recorded so we can figure out how we got onto this topic.
Like... Oh boy. Like... games based off movies, movies based off games, unnecessary sequels again. And what else?
We got super...
Make them go outside and close the door on them.
Alright. Outside. Get outside.
Tell them upstairs.
Upstairs. Get upstairs.
Okay, cool.
Alright. Just stop the recording, play it back.
Right.
Because now we're just super lost.
Games you can get lost in? Games that you get easily sidetracked in. Because I'm playing Mass Effect Andromeda, and that happens
Right.
a lot. Like, every single place I get to, there's like 2 side quests, and I go there, and then I find another side quest along the way, and I'm only on the second world.
God.
And there's like 6 worlds.
God.
And I'm not saying that's bad, per se. The worlds are beautiful. And driving around is fine. Gameplay's sick. Love it a lot. It's kind of floaty, but not in the way you're thinking. You're jumping around a lot, and it's not the best for an online experience.
Right.
Because there's a lot of times when I try to jump, and like I'll jump, but it'll be like, then I jump off this same floor again.
Sure.
And then I dash forward, and then it's a delayed dash, so I'm already kind of arcing down, so I miss the thing I'm trying to dash towards.
Ugh.
And I'll jump up, do the second jump, where I jump off the floor again, and I don't make it. And then I'll get shot by the enemies. But I've just been I've been doing so much with the multiplayer. Like, I've put the main game on the back burner just to mess around with the multiplayer. BioWare is pretty good at making multiplayer games. Multiplayer modes, because I really enjoyed the Dragon Age Inquisition multiplayer.
Even when it trapped you in an infinite...
Hellscape.
Yeah.
It was an interesting experience. And they did it more than just once. It happened like twice, or I think a third time as well. I have the images to prove it. Like, there was just a point in time when I was like, this match is going pretty... BioWare, get your shit together. The game keeps crashing when I'm in the middle of all multiplayer matches. And I'm like, this is going pretty well, and then it just fucking crashes. Or I'll just be... There was a point... I got berated in Mass Effect Online. And it wasn't for something I could control.
Of course.
I was in silver ranking. I was in the silver difficulty, and I only had... There's 4 items you can bring in. There's the health pack, which makes your shields and health full. There's the Cobra RPG that, like, annihilates any enemy you shoot.
Sure.
There's the revive pack, which brings you up from a critical state when you run out of health. And then there's the ammo pack, which refills all ammo in your gun and, like, powers that need ammunition. And I only had 1 revive pack and 2 ammunitions packs. Like, I hadn't bought any supplies.
Right.
And, like, I accidentally used one of my revive pack. The 1 revive pack, like, when I was in midair after I fell, and it glitched me. It glitched me to the point where I could only move sideways.
What?
And I had to maneuver myself, like, I could go diagonally. Like, I had to shift myself left and then move right.
Oh, so you were consistently
consistently strafing with the jump pack, and I fucking died again. And then, the team lost. Like, I couldn't do anything with what I had. And then, like, afterwards, one of the people that came in first was like, Will Run was a dead sack in that. You lost the game for us. And one of the other guys came up and like, who are you talking? And like who are you talking to? And it's like, Will Run. He's like, fuck you, man. Fuck you for throwing the game or something. I'm like, holy shit. He's like, the reason he said that is because I didn't use anything. I didn't use any of my things that I didn't have.
Right.
And then I was like, let me get on mic and tell them. And they were all gone.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, you're cowards.
Oh, you didn't want to fucking actually see
I've dealt with that twice now. In Overwatch, when I played a Bad Reinhardt, and I'm like, okay, maybe I should have switched. But then the guy's like, at the end of the game when we lost, it's like you were a bad Reinhardt, and then he like left immediately. Like, okay, you're a fucking coward.
Like,
tell me this in the middle of the match so I can switch my game up, and don't berate me and then immediately leave. Like, because you're afraid of me shouting at you.
Like, what do you get out of that? Why would you do that? Why?
Like, and then that was a switch. I was like, oh man, that really sucks, but I'm not gonna let me get it down. And I had been using like the base level assault rifle and like a normal shotgun, but then a shotgun that was pretty bad, and then I switched to a 3-star gun that I had gotten out of a recent pull, and I just like unequipped the shotgun because weapon weight in that game means the more weight you have, the more cooldown you have on your powers.
Oh, sure.
So I just unequipped everything but the 3rd level assault rifle, and I just started cleaning up.
Jesus.
Like, without using the item packs, and that felt good. I was like, I'm not going to get sad, I'm just going to get better.
Yeah, it turns out I'm really good at this game, you fuck.
Fuck you guys.
A lot of times, I get mad at my teammates a lot. Like, Overwatch is a consistent one. Like, when I'm playing Zenyatta and I have golden eliminations and golden objective kills, and it's just like, fuck is my team doing? But never in my life am I like, let me get in team chat and fucking tell them that they're terrible. And
I don't want to do that to people, but the guy that berated me in Overwatch was Soldier 76, and guess what he did as Soldier 76? He just tried to pick off people from like a spot and didn't stick next to the Reinhardt.
That's what blows my mind. I saw a thing online and it was like some meme about Reinhardt where it was like, let me charge. Should I hold my shield up and like let everybody go behind it, or should I charge in and die? And I was like, sometimes you have to charge in and die because nobody in Overwatch knows how the fucking shield works.
I definitely did that in that match. I like charged in and I was fighting both the tanks and I was doing pretty good. If any of my team, like, they were scattered. Like,
yeah.
My team was just going all the different approaches at the same time and it wasn't good. I probably should have been with one of them. But like, I'm a slow Reinhardt.
It's tough for Reinhardt to do that.
Yeah.
I was playing a game. I was playing with Isabel, and I was like, she picked a character, and somebody else picked a character, and she was like, hey, if you're like first 3, you can pick a character. You don't have to worry about the team. And I was like, all right. And she was like, pick Reinhardt. So I picked Reinhardt, because that's my main.
Right.
And it was like, we didn't have any healers. We had a Soldier 76 Genji, and then Isabel was Junkrat, and I was Reinhardt. And then we got like an Ana and a Zenyatta, and I was like, that's sweet as fuck, actually.
Mm-hmm.
If we get this set up. And then they were the worst healers I'd ever seen in my life.
Oh, God.
I was literally walking up to the point with my shield up, and the Ana jumped in front of me and tried to get on the point, and I'm like, what do you think you're doing here?
I was playing with 2 of my other friends, and one of my friends, she picked Mercy, and that's fine. And then another person got in the group, and then they started, like, deselecting and selecting a character. And my friend was like, yeah, and she was doing it too. And then they took Mercy.
Of course.
And I'm like, and then like a kid came on chat and it's like, yeah, it was like, all right, let's do this. And then my friend left. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get the fuck out of here too.
Yeah, I'm going to leave also, I think.
You're a fucking asshole. Pick someone else.
This is actually a fun way to end the podcast.
I don't end on this. It's such a fucking hateful tirade.
Well, it's like
tirade?
People on mic who are just like, don't do that. Yeah. Absolutely do not do this.
I started playing the gold difficulty because I got to that point, and quality people. Because playing bronze and silver with people, it's like there's no
teamwork.
Yeah, there's no structure to how they do it. But in like one of the first gold matches I got, it was on the space base against Outlaws, and it's like the guy came on mic and I'm like, oh geez, because I mute anyone.
Yeah.
Just because I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
But like the guy got on and it's like, hey, let's group up by the two back places, hold that point. If we need help, help the others out. I'm like, perfect.
Yeah.
A+, and like it was the smoothest game I've ever had on gold. It was perfect. Oh, I know. As perfect as gold can go. I can't wait till Platinum comes out.
Yeah.
Because Platinum in Mass Effect 3 was hell. Every enemy. Regardless of type, every single enemy in the game was out at the 10th round.
God.
I will never forget watching something. It was like the Brazil map. It was one of the last. It was the end of the lifetime. It was the end of the updates for Mass Effect 3 at that point. And it was, everyone else was down but this Vorcha character. And the thing about the Vorcha is that they don't go down. I don't know how. I never figured out how they never die. They never went down in combat. Like, they would go down, but they'd get right back up. I thought they were hacking.
Right.
Or it might have been a bug with the Vorcha character, but I watched them take down an entire wave of Platinum. It wasn't all 10 rounds, but it was a wave of Platinum, and they just survived. And it's like, it was amazing to watch. And it was... You gotta look up maybe I'll show you after this podcast. I'll show you like a round of Platinum on Mass Effect 3.
Yeah.
Because... Oh, God, it's scary.
We do have to call it soon, because you got things to do.
Yeah.
So I'll...
Oh, no, I finished that before we went to the movie. It was like a 10-question quiz.
Fuck was I was... Alright. Alright.
So we don't actually have to rush at all.
Sure, yeah.
I meant to tell you that. It was just a 10-question quiz.
Yeah, you were like...
I still got 70%.
Of course.
Every single thing I do in human diseases is 70%. I don't know how I get that.
Dude, I got a fucking 93% on my statistics exam the other day. There are 2 exams. This one and then the final. And I have a 93%.
Holy shit.
Dude, I feel so good. And I've turned in like all my homework and gotten full credit on all the homeworks. I'm living it up, dude.
I like classes that are just tests.
Yeah.
Especially if they're... The content is easy enough to understand. Because psychology, there's 4 exams, and there was 1 presentation, which is half an exam.
Yeah.
And I got 80 on that. I got, and he does this fun thing where if you attend all the classes, that's 4 bonus points. And if you participate in class, that's 6 more bonus points.
Ooh.
Even if you miss a class, you need perfect attendance to get the 4. Even if you miss a class, but you write in to explain that you missed the class, you get 2 extra bonus points.
Ooh.
So you get 10, or if you miss a class, you can still get 8 bonus points. So I've gotten like 74 on every exam, bringing it up to an 84.
Ooh.
So I got a 40 out of 50 on the presentation. I got like 84s for all my exams. It's looking good. I'm really feeling good about that.
I agreed with you there, but I actually hate classes that are just exams. Like, I had like math classes that are just exams. It's like we've got 4 exams, 3 and then the final, and then it's like, any homework? Nope.
Yeah.
And that kills me.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if you don't do well on these exams, you're fucked. There's no floating or anything. We're not curving it. There's no bonus points. Fuck you. And it's just like, oh,
yeah.
Christ. But no, I was going to lead in. I have one of my favorite stories about being on the mic, and one of my least favorite stories about being on the mic, and then a story that's sort of like a third thing.
Being on the mic?
On people on the mic.
Oh, on mic. Okay.
Do you remember when we played with just like these
Kamehameha?
Kamehameha in Little Big Planet.
In Little Big Planet, when we were doing that, he was on speaker, and he was moving the Sackboy's arms around, and he would be like, Hame, Hame, Ha!
And like hit us.
No, and we would slap him.
Oh, of course, yeah.
We were the bullies.
We were the bullies. He was trying to have a good time.
He would just motion his arms towards it like he was doing
yeah.
and we just slap him.
We just...
Get out of here. Feels pretty bad. It didn't deter him.
We had
a thing to do. We were in a mission.
We had stuff to do, and he was just doing that.
We were in a level that I wanted to have a good time in.
Yeah,
but whatever. It's Little Big Planet is not the game to get mad at. Because Little Big Planet is
just fun.
It's a fun game.
Just a good time.
Filled with. You remember that thing I showed you when I was playing Little Big Planet 3? because it was free.
Like the actual level, actual game design.
It was like a combat platformer.
Jesus.
It was a beat 'em up platformer with like gravity physics, and the final boss was a gravity. You had kept switching the gravity to fight the boss. Like it was just a fist fight with gravity and magic spells. It's definitely it was an interesting concept, and I liked the way they did it, and I feel like they could do more. And then I remember the Mortal Kombat. Like they made these
like
mechs.
Yeah, with you could control both arms, you could control both legs,
and you could just go into a spin, and you would like lose one of the arms and you would lose all of them. And
the goal was to throw the other person into like pits on the other side of the stage.
Right.
And it was so good, and they made this for like a billion different things.
But the way the arms worked is that you could, when you grab with your hands, the arms actually grab.
Yeah.
So you could grab the enemy and then just start spinning, and then it would become where you're both like the holes weren't big enough to have two mechs.
So you're like holding.
So you're holding
one of them.
each other, like either you're holding them by the legs and they're holding onto the side, or you're both like wedged into the crevice.
And you're just like trying to push the other one in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really good.
Bomb survivals, shark survivals. That was.
Little Big Planet was just so much fun.
Yeah. We got off the
topic of Mike. I played a game of
into
Warframe when I first started up on Warframe, and I just met this dude who was just like the chillest human being on the planet.
Oh yeah.
And I don't even remember. We were doing like one mission, and we set it up. And I don't think I had my mic in. I don't even think I had a mic at that point.
Right.
But he was just like talking about it, and he was just having a good time and everything. And then we got into the boss, and like I went down, and he was like, "Don't worry, dude, I'm gonna save you." And I was like,
thank God!
Dude.
I was so scared that he was gonna get mad.
No, like we finished the whole thing, and he was just genuinely like super nice about everything. And he was like, "Oh, that was a lot of fun. Like I had a really good time with this." Right. And I was like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, so did I." And then on the other side, the absolute worst I ever had. I was playing Elder Scrolls Online on the PS4.
Oh no.
And it was Easter Sunday, I think.
How did you have a bad experience in a game you barely played?
This is one of the reasons I barely played it.
Oh no.
I walked out, like I finished the opening thing, and I was like, there are a lot of people, like, in this exit to hell.
What did the person do?
It was... this is like gonna stay with me for the rest of my life. So I walked out into like a crowd of people. Like it felt like walking into an anime convention because it was like, holy shit, there are so many people.
Some of them are furries.
That's exactly what it felt like. And this one dude...
Or what is it, scalies? Is that the other term?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this one dude is on the mic, and he's arguing with his girlfriend about going to somebody's house for Easter Sunday. And it's like, turn off the mic, dude. Turn the mic off.
Oh my god.
And what am I gonna do? I'm going through menus at the speed of light trying to figure out how to mute this person. And he's broadcasting this to the entirety of the opening area of Elder Scrolls Online.
Gabriel, hear me.
And he's like, I'm not gonna go to that thing. And you can hear his girlfriend like in the background.
I don't want to go to the house for Easter Sunday.
And it's like, oh my god.
Talos, hear my cry.
Oh my god. Stop. Turn it off. Turn the PS4 off.
Oh god.
And it was just like, oh my god. It was the most awkward thing I think I've ever heard in my life.
Oh god.
And it kept going. He kept going. The argument kept going, and I was like, do I turn it off?
What happened? You couldn't leave?
I had just gotten to the area. You know how long it takes to leave the first area in Elder Scrolls Online?
Wait, like this was the hellscape?
No, this is as soon as you exit the hellscape.
To any of the different areas?
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
And because I was trying to start the fucking game and figure out what the quests were and everything. And he was just going in the background, and he was like, I want to play this game, okay? And I was like, you don't deserve to have a relationship,
I want to
buddy.
play this game, man.
You can play Elder Scrolls Online anytime.
I want to go to my family's house. My father is sick. Oh,
this is really important to me. You know what's important to me? Elder Scrolls Online. This is not... It's the worst game to get that passionate about.
Because it's not the best game.
It's so bad.
There was... everyone deals with them, and it's people that just have their mic on, and like a baby's crying in the background.
Or they're 7 years old.
Yeah. First off, take care of the baby. Second, don't have an idle mic.
I don't understand why people have their mics on for just random things. First thing you do whenever you get into a Halo match is you just mute them. Or Call of Duty, you just mute them as fast as physically possible.
There was a point in time in Halo, I got really good at that, but the game was like, why are you muting these guys? I'm gonna break the mute button. And I'm like, come on, Halo 5, don't do this.
Halo 5.
Don't do this to me, Halo 5. And it's like, did you really mute this guy? I don't know if you muted him.
God.
And I'm like, Halo 5, please. I just want to do Warzone. And it's like, hear this guy.
Oh, no.
But it was, I don't think I ever got anyone who was mad. I think it was always just the baby crying.
Oh.
Like, don't do that. Don't do that.
I had so many that were just like kids who were clearly like 13 years old, just like yelling about things, and I was like, turn your mic off. Nobody wants to hear you.
I'm trying to remember when we played a lot of Call of Duty Black Ops online.
We played a lot of Halo 4 online.
Yeah, that was fun.
Do you remember the one game we played of Halo 4 online where, was it Halo 4 or Halo 3? Where we got into the Warthog.
It was Halo 4.
And it was the stage where there's a big loop.
Map, and we kept getting road trip.
And we got road trip
Wasn't Marcus with us?
Times. No, it was just us. I remember because we got kicked.
Oh!
Near the very end of the game.
Fuck!
We killed like... They were like...
We were driving around and we skidded.
Yeah, we kept skidding like around like perfectly.
And like... No, we saw a guy and we skidded and we accidentally betrayed him.
Yeah.
And then he kicked us. And we were doing the best in the goddamn game.
We were literally like, there were 70 kills, and we were like 60 of them. We never died, and then we just got kicked at the very end, and it was like, Halo, come on, give us a second to prove our case.
Fuck.
We didn't deserve that.
It should be a repeat offense.
Yeah.
It shouldn't just be one betrayal. Also, I feel like you should be able to kick players in Overwatch.
Yes.
Because there was this one point in time when, like, Mace, just in general, because, like, it was the middle of the match, and they still had the audacity to put a May wall up when I was coming out of spawn, and they're like, and I went up to them after, like, the ice wall ended. Like, I think, they thought I'd come out of another door, but I just waited for the wall to end, so they're, like, on the right of the door. Right, of
course.
And I walked out of the door, and, like, they looked at me, and then I just, like, selected Roadhogs, we're all animals, Mike, and I just walked away. And I'm like, fuck you.
It's not funny. It's never, ever been funny.
Right. It's funny. Being a good May, and no May players are good. I hate May as a character, because it's, like, not a character. As a player, as a person you play as, because it's like, I froze you, and like you can see the player like angling up at your critical hit point, and they're just like, this is skill.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm so good at this game, and it's just like, man,
this is my gun that goes through every barrier in the game.
Why does it go through every barrier? There's nothing worse than being a Reinhardt, and then a May walks up to you, and it's like, hey, I'm already so easy to kill by 90% of heroes in this game. Can you not do this to me?
You want to get frozen?
Oh, why can you freeze my shield?
How about I snipe you instead? How about I have this survivability thing, or I could just block you away?
It's literally... Reinhardt is already... I love Reinhardt. Playing as him is so good.
It's very satisfying once you get on the roll.
But I'm not... He's the worst tank. Oh, Winston is maybe just slightly worse than him. Like, don't get me wrong. When you need to push a point, he can break through a barrier like nothing.
There's the saying we both have that a Winston switch is always a good idea.
If you think you need to switch to Winston, switch to Winston.
You need to switch to Winston.
Swinston.
Yeah,
as
Swinston.
I like to call him.
Swinston's to Winston. I don't know. I wanted to say
Switchton.
I wanted to
Winston.
I wanted to say switching to Winston.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But, and then they released, what's her name?
Sombra?
Nope. Orisa.
Oh, Orisa.
And Orisa is just yet another counter to Reinhardt, and it's like...
And she can just do another. She can do what Reinhardt and Winston can do.
Like,
her shield is a mix of Reinhardt and Winston.
Yeah, and it's so good. And she's just like, oh, and I can go into fortification and then just not get hit by your pin, and it's like, cool. I needed another Mei in my life.
But she dies really easily.
Yeah.
Like, easier than Zarya.
That's saying a lot? Does Zarya die easy?
I mean, she and Zarya have both 400 health.
Yeah.
And even though Orissa's 400 health, half of it is armor, I feel like she just dies easier. Like, she's just easy to hit.
I feel like when I see a good Zarya, they never die.
They never die. No, and I've been that Zarya. I'm sure you have before, too.
Yeah, only in random heroes.
Yeah, because you never pick Zarya.
Yeah.
Normally. Unless it's for someone like D.Va, because she can eat up a D.Va.
Oh, she kills D.Va. Or Torbjorn. She's really good at handling Torbjorn.
Definitely. If the Torbjorn panics.
Yeah.
Like, if anyone panics against the Zarya wins.
It's game over.
If you understand how to fight a Zarya, you could beat the Zarya.
It's the same as, like, a Genji. Because Genji will murder you if you don't take the second to be like, oh,
yeah. Or if you're Winston. Actually, no, Genji can kill a Winston pretty easily if you get the chance.
Everybody can kill a Winston real easy if you get the chance. I'm so mad that Symmetra can just kill Winston now.
Symmetra, she is dangerous.
Not support. She's just a defense hero.
She's just a defense hero. And I guess she's support because she gives extra health and also acts as a single res for everyone.
Yeah.
But it's really strange. I feel like she should be put on defense.
Yeah. But that'd be the first time we've seen a hero get moved.
I don't think that'll ever happen, though.
Yeah. They seem determined to keep her a support hero.
I'd say she's more support because her skill isn't made to...
Her ult is only support.
Either ult isn't made to kill anyone.
Yeah.
Torbjorn, Mei, Junkrat, Hanzo. Who else is there?
Widowmakers isn't meant to kill anybody either.
True.
Widowmakers not made to kill anybody.
That is a support ult, but all of their other ults are made to kill people and survive. Not survive, but to kill people.
Yeah.
And either take a point or hold a point. If you get Torbjorn set up on an attack point, he'll take care of you.
It's so funny. People are always like, why would you play Torbjorn on a capture point? And then you just win.
If they don't see Torbjorn's turret, or if you just let it go, it'll rack up the damage for you. And also, Torbjorn jumping onto a point isn't bad.
Yeah.
If you have the armor pack, and your shotgun's ready, and it's a Roadhog, the Roadhog's dead.
Yeah, and if you just, it's like,
if Roadhog misses his hook, then the Roadhog's dead.
I mean, that's most Roadhogs.
Yeah.
There's a lot to be said about Overwatch. Is like, is that really skill? Like, Roadhog's hook is so fucking good.
Also, Torbjorn's turret, it's all about the placement. If you place it in the fucking doorway, it's gonna get killed. If you place it on, like, the moving platform in Hollywood, it's not going to die that easy.
Yeah.
Or if you're feeling like you want to... if you feel like the point is being pushed too much and there's too much focus moving forward, then go to, like, where the limo's facing, go to that way, and where the health pack is, like the gate, then the doorway, put it in that doorway, and then that'll also do work.
The trick is to place it somewhere where it's going to catch them off guard.
Right.
Or place enough distraction turrets that it's going to fuck with people.
But another thing I found is don't place it in a place that it can hit everyone. Place it in a position where it can hit some people, because on... where is it? What's it? Oasis. In the point where it's boxed in room with 2 entries on either side and like the hole in the middle. Torbjorn's turret, you should not put it in the center of the 2 openings that go in.
Beside one of the openings.
You put it diagonally facing, so it doesn't hit everyone, but it hits enough people that they won't get a good angle at it unless they go around and shoot it, or they just focus on it like that. But at that point in time, people are probably pushing the point. Reinhardt and Torbjorn work great together on attacking a point, because
Shield up?
Or Orisa, or Winston. Anyone that protects his Torbjorn's turret while he's setting up is good for attack with Torbjorn. Also, squishy heroes work well with Torbjorn and Symmetra. Symmetra and Torbjorn take care of a team like no one's business.
Literally, just like that team is doing great.
Like, if there's a Torbjorn, okay. If there's a Symmetra, okay. If there's both, the enemy team's going to have a fucking hard time to take care of them. How do we get here? Oh, Mike rants.
Yeah.
Did we ever experience any Mike-related stuff on Call of Duty Black Ops?
I feel like we did not. Mostly just because I remember a lot of Black Ops.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, now that I'm thinking about it, but I don't remember, like, any particularly interesting interactions we had.
Do you remember how The Offspring was the main soundtrack, what we listened to during Black Ops? That was strange.
The same as the Lonely Island was for our New Vegas gameplays.
And, like, it was like we had a certain brand of cat litter at that point in time. And I remember, and I think of New Vegas whenever I smell that brand of cat litter.
Yeah.
I feel like there was...
Because New Vegas is shit.
Okay.
Got 'em.
No.
I'm ending the podcast.
It's the best Fallout game.
Yeah. I want to play it again. And, like, because everybody always says, like, it's the best Fallout game.
I believe them.
And I mean, like, yeah, looking back on it, it was really good. But I want to play it again and, like, really get into it this time.
And maybe not get glitched.
Ideally, yeah.
Save
I
file.
would have a save file where I couldn't get the ending I wanted.
I definitely want to get a save file where I don't save, like, level 30, I want to say. Somewhere near, like, either 30s or the mid-20s. Make my main save file in the middle of the final battle where I can't go back. And my last save file is when I'm level 14 as a neutral character. And I don't have good standing with anything. I'm just a normal level 14 neutral character that has nothing going for him. And if I go back to that, that's
basically starting the game over.
It's basically starting the game over. I'm going back into a save file that I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, Cookbook is still here. Alright. I'm getting pretty tired.
Yeah, I think this is a good place to call it.
Definitely.
She's wet. She's all wet.
Oh no. You let her outside.
I also want to play it where I get the DLC again. Like all the DLC. Because we only played the one DLC.
I've heard from the person that talked about Infinity Blade a lot. Oh, wait a second. Episode 28 had the... I don't want that episode to come out.
Oh,
I don't want that episode to come out. Actually, I'm going to go delete it.
I'm going to go delete it. No, you can't do that. There's too much good stuff.
Okay. But that guy, he really enjoyed Fallout New Vegas as a game. Cookie has a hard time getting on my bed.
She's a small dog.
You know, she's a small dog. But he talked a lot about, I think it was like, what is it, Fallout Burned Money or something?
Blood Money?
Blood Money. I thought it was Blood Money, but at the same time...
there's the Burned Man.
Burned Man. Is that in Blood Money?
No, that's a different one.
Is it called Fallout the Burned Man? Burned Man?
I don't think it's called the Burned Man, but
That's part of it, right?
I know that it's his name. I can't remember what it's called.
Either way, he really enjoyed the Fallout New Vegas DLCs, and knowing Old World Blues... Oh, they must be some good DLCs.
Yeah,
then.
I mean, it's tough to go to any other one from Old World Blues, considering Old World Blues is the best DLC ever released.
It is the best DLC ever released. No, Citadel DLC is my favorite.
That's a good one. That's a contender.
I think we talked about this before.
Yeah, I think we did an episode about DLC.
Okay, I think that's the end of Power Rangers in Water.
What did you think of the water?
It was water. I mean... it might have been a bad idea for me to drink water so close to 12 o'clock.
Because you're a gremlin?
I don't know. Maybe. I've never tried.
I could be a gremlin, I'm not sure. I've never tried to be a gremlin.
I've never tried to be a gremlin. No, but the more... If I drink water, like, closer, like, at night at all, it doesn't sit well in my stomach. at all.
Yeah.
Like, I have to stop eating food around 10. Because it just doesn't sit well with me in my stomach. And if it does, I just have to not go to sleep until that passes.
Right.
It's not the same with milk. I guess it's just the fluidity of water.
That makes sense. I mean, like,
it's a very loose liquid.
Oh my god, this dog.
Cookie's being real cute. But now, oh man, I don't really yawn on the podcasts.
Yeah, it's getting real late. It's like 11:44 and we had a long day.
Yeah. Power Rangers was a good movie. I'd rank it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd give it I can see 9 out of 10.
A 10 out of 10 if I'm feeling charitable.
Are you? When I first walked out of the movie theater, I think I would have gotten 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. You know what? I liked it as a movie. Like, I wasn't rubbed the wrong way by any parts, really. Until the start of the movie, was interesting.
I could have done without all the car accidents.
Okay. I think that's but the car accidents led to some interesting scenes, though.
The title of the episode is I could have done without the car accidents.
No, I liked the car accidents. No, hold on a minute.
That's the title of the episode. I liked the car accidents.
I could do without, or I liked the car accidents.
That's the dichotomy. Guess which one of us has been in a car accident?
I have. And also you.
When were you in a car accident?
Let me tell this story on the podcast, because it's a fun story. It's technically the first car accident if you don't take into consideration on my first day out, when I stopped at a stop sign and someone was coming down the hill behind me, and it was stop sign ahead, and they just gave me a tap,
of course,
on the back of my car. And I looked in the rear view mirror and I saw the guy on the steering wheel, and he raised one of his hands up, he's like, what? And I'm like, and then I just went right home. I wasn't gonna get out of the car or do anything like that. The second time, or the first time, was when I had just gotten finished with a job interview at an assisted living facility.
All right, okay.
Do you remember this?
I remember the story. These car accidents are
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
When I said it, immediately I realized that the car accident you're talking about is so much different than the one I was in. I was in a car accident. We got sideswiped by a shuttle bus.
Right.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that.
My arm was out of the window, and it could have crushed my arm.
That was a weird one. Still, that's lower on the list than my car accidents.
Okay. But, so...
I'm dead.
Right.
I'm a ghost.
You need to stop being on your fucking phone while you're driving.
I wasn't on the phone for any of my car accidents.
Okay. Now, hold on. When we were going to the movie theater today, you had one arm off the fucking... I don't think it was just a free hand. And, you had your, your index finger and your thumb are on the other side, and, your phone was in the other 3 fingers or something. And I looked over at you, and I'm like...
I actually didn't have a hand on the wheel.
It looked like,
window.
At first, I was like, does Ben have a hand on the wheel? And I had to look hard to see that your 2 fingers were on the wheel, and you were like... You were in the group messaging with your boyfriend who was already at the movie theater, and you're like, I'm on my way. I'm like, he doesn't need to know that.
He does.
We're obviously going to be there. We're obviously going to be there at quickly, too.
I make a point to always text people when I'm on the way. I like to keep people updated with
right, of course,
my plans and everything.
I understand. You should do that before you leave, though.
I like doing it when I'm on the car, too. I'll give people ETAs of when I'm going to be there. Because the opposite, I fucking hate the opposite. I hate people who are just hey, alright, so I'll be there around 2 or 3-ish.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
And then nothing. And I don't even know.
But when people text me I'll be there in around 10 minutes, I'm like, how do they know that? How do they know the time estimate on that type of thing? I can understand if you're traveling from a place you've come from a lot. If I'm I'm at school, I'm an hour out, because it takes me an hour to get from school to home.
Yeah.
But you were like, I don't know when you sent that text. You sent it at like 7:20.
Yeah.
And you were like, I should be there in like around like maybe
I said under 10 minutes.
Under 10 minutes. I'm like, how does he know that? How do you know to say under 10 minutes? Like, I don't know if you were there like
Under 10 minutes. I was.
Oh, you like 7:20. You got there like 7:28 or something.
Let's. I got very good at this because I would always pick up a friend of mine. Like I would have to drive out there, and I got really good at the driving. And I was like, I'll be there soon. ETA 7 minutes, and then I'd get there in 6 minutes. And I was like,
so you're a liar.
Yeah.
So you had to circle the neighborhood one more time to get that.
I texted you at should be there in less than 10 minutes at 7:20, and then I got there like 7:28.
Okay, but the second accident I got in was I had finished a job interview at an assisted living facility. It went poorly because they asked how many days I had missed from work, and I said about, I think 5.
So funny.
And they asked, how many do you think is acceptable? I'm like, 3 or 4. And that was it. I think the interview ended there. Everything else was just, they dragged it out. They were insulting me, really.
They were like, what do you think is a good quality of a worker, huh?
And I thought the accident was gonna be the reason I didn't get the job, but no. I mean, like I had not gotten the job. Like I asked about uniforms on the way out, and I'm like,
that's presumptuous of me.
That's presumptuous of me. That's a pretty bold claim. They're not gonna make me a waiter for elderly people if I missed 5 days, and I think the appropriate days is 3 to 4 days.
That's a power play, though. Asking about uniforms.
I'm definitely. I'm not made. I can't make a power play. Have you seen me?
I also appreciate the honesty. I think I'd really value that in a worker. Nothing's getting past this dude.
I should just start off with I am not a driven man.
No, you gotta leave with you are driven.
I'm not driven. Are you serious?
What's your biggest
I'm not
What do you think is your biggest positive trait? I'm very honest. What do you think is your biggest weakness? I miss a lot of work. That's part of the honesty thing.
I'm not very driven, so I won't shoot for bonuses.
I won't try to take your job.
I won't try to take your job or ask for
I would
raises.
work for less than minimum wage if you just told me that was the normal thing.
Can I come in for a day, though? Just a day a week. That's how I did at my old job.
It's me at work currently.
They were like, William, you've called off a lot of days. I'm like,
you're damn right.
Yeah, let's just set you to 1 day a week, huh? And I'm like, all right.
We're setting you to 0 days a week.
And they're like, you just weren't making up the hours. I'm like, you controlled my schedule.
You did this to me.
You did this to me. But I also was very unreliable because I called myself off many days. I did feel like I was going to get lung cancer if I kept hanging out there, though, because everyone smoked. Literally everyone in your establishment smokes. Out the back, when I'm taking the trash out, they're all just having a smoke, and I feel like I'm walking into a smoke room, but it's outside. But I could just be cleaning the dishwasher, but no, I'm like, I want to do the trash. So I chose the lung cancer. But the second accident I got in...
Oh yeah, you haven't even got to that part yet.
Is... there was also, like, weed. Like, someone just, like... It was like a thing, like, weed was there.
You called the cops?
I didn't call the cops. But it was, like... It was, like... frowned upon, I guess.
Sure.
If, like, one of the supervisors found it. I guess that happened. And, like, one of the other dishwashers who had become, like, a salad maker...
Salad.
Wore weed socks. And I'm like, dude, Gotta get back to the accident. Like, I was backing up, and I was like, I looked right, and I looked left, and then I, like, didn't see a car coming out of the parking lot. And luckily, it was in a parking lot because that's a no, what is it, blame zone? No blame zone.
Oh, yeah.
And I backed up, and they nicked my bumper, but, like, I carved into their door, like their side door.
Jeez.
It wasn't like it was all workable, but it was like it was kind of scratchy.
Sure, yeah.
And it was the middle doors on the left side were damaged, were dented, and this man got out.
90 years old.
He was old, and I'm like, oh my god, and I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, what else
And
do you
like
say?
he was, and the story was that his wife was driving herself to the hospital because he could not see, and I'm like, holy shit. Would I be the one to blame?
Yeah, there's if you got in court,
and you know what? I mean, like, I don't know if this is a good thing to say, but I could have fucking swindled them. The old man was blind. I could have written nothing. I could have written anything on this on the paper I handed him, and that would have been it.
That's it. I'm out of here.
He would have never seen me again. But I gave him the insurance card. I told him my name, and I wrote down what happened.
You're like, that's me, sir. Benjamin Pettit.
Mom had given me a puppy notebook that I took into the job interview to hold.
I have nothing to hide.
To hold my resume, and I'm sitting in the foyer, and I'm like, I'm not getting this job. I didn't want the job. I didn't want to be a waiter.
Of course.
I
don't like old people.
That's not true. But I'm going into fucking physical therapy. Right. Hopefully not if I can get a YouTube job. But, you know.
As my backup.
If it was... I almost felt like I should have been like, should I drive you to the hospital?
Yeah.
I feel like that would have made us square, but I don't want to be responsible for that. Right. I would be driving them to the hospital in the middle of downtown, and I'd be taking them to the hospital, and it's like, do you want me to valet this car? I'm like, it's not mine. And I'd be in the middle of downtown.
Yeah, you'd be lost.
I'd be like,
the worst.
Hey, Mom.
Can you come pick me up? I rear-ended a fucking elderly couple
in the parking lot
in order to make myself feel better.
I drove them to the hospital, and I'm like, I don't think I got the job.
Also, I didn't get the job.
Also, I had to fucking call the insurance company. That's the worst.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And they tried to call me back, but I am a lazy man. And then the rates went up. They're like, William,
it's going up.
We need more information.
Did you rear-end an elderly couple and you just hang up the phone?
I wonder if they ever called.
The elderly couple?
I wonder if the elderly couple ever called. Probably not. Like, they didn't even have an actual phone number. They would have to call the assisted living facility and then ask for that name specifically. What would they get out of him?
Yeah.
Like,
what would he say? What would anyone say?
What would he say? This nice man, Timothy, rear-ended me and then drove me to the hospital. That didn't happen.
He's thinking of a different person.
Wait.
Some other person did the same thing
to him and then
did drive to the hospital.
Oh, God. And then he gave him his fortune.
Yeah, he was like, thank you so much. You're so nice.
That's what that 90-year-old man sounded like.
He swindled him. Timothy did swindle him.
He wrote William Pettit on the insurance card he gave him. He called my insurance company twice because someone stole my identity. He got another accident with the same man, and he's like, "Oh, jeez."
He found the guy dropped your insurance card because he was like, "I don't want this," and then the other guy went up and picked it up, and he was like, "Oh, might as well blame this dude." We're at an hour and 14 minutes.
I don't want this.
The old man, like, he got into the car and his wife was driving, and he just ripped it in half, and he was like, fucking chump.
He took off his mask. It's Bonnie and Clyde.
God. So
That's the end of the podcast, I think.
real briefly, I'll talk about my car accidents. I rear-ended a person one time.
Oh, yeah?
Uh,
Actually, it was at the assisted living facility.
Because I was just like, we were stopped at a light, and I misjudged the distance, and I just bumped into him, like, very lightly.
Did they get out of the car?
They pulled off to the side and got into the parking lot. It was right here.
Did you just keep driving?
I kept driving. My rates are so high. I've been in 2 accidents.
Oh my
I've gotten like a bunch of tickets. I can't afford that. I just
Weren't you about to lose your license
That's a different
in high school?
Yeah, that's a different funny story.
Like, holy shit, dude.
I've gotten several
You were
tickets.
speeding in a school zone.
Fuck that, dude. I was going like 30. I hate this fucking story so much. I was going to school. I was late for school.
I was in the car.
You were in the car, and I was just eating some muffins, and I got pulled over. And he was like,
was I in the car when you got
you
pulled
were in the car.
I gotta go to class,
And
dude.
he was like, it's the school zone, right? And I'm like, I know, because I'm going to school, officer. And he was like, well, see that sign over there?
Holy
like that
shit.
thing over, not the sign, but that camera over there? That's going to give you a ticket. Because he didn't write me a ticket. He said the camera's going to send you a ticket.
Did you ever do anything about the ticket?
And I knew because I had gotten
Ticket before?
a ticket before, and like I was in an accident, so I was going to lose my license.
Yeah?
And it never sent me a ticket. Because it didn't give a shit. I wasn't close enough to it, and I wasn't going fast enough for it to ticket me.
Holy shit.
And I got to my birthday, and they wiped me clean.
That was super
And
lucky.
I was like, my entire life is being super lucky in how unlucky I am. Or super unlucky in how lucky I am. This is a topic for a different podcast, though. But also, that's like, those are very minimal things. I literally got T-boned.
You got in a pretty bad accident.
Really bad accident. Like, the car was wrecked.
Driving home from our dad's old bar.
Yeah, because there was this huge intersection, and
It's a terrible place.
Because the other side is coming up over a bridge, so they can't see the intersection.
Right.
But it was green, and there was nobody on the other side, so I went to make a left turn. And then barreling into me, this dude comes in a van and just...
Yeah.
And I was held accountable for it, even though they were going, like, so fast.
Oh.
But they were nice enough, and it was all fine. And then I was in another accident, quote-unquote. I had to drive out to fucking Nowheresville, Ohio for one of my classes one time, because I don't read where these courses are taking place.
Uh-huh.
And I was just driving in my car. And it was, like, January, so it was all icy. And, like, I was taking a turn off the highway. It was, like, one of those horrifying highway turns where there's, like, a billion bridges.
Oh, God.
And, like, I made the turn, I was trying to straighten out, and I smashed into one side of the thing. And then I smashed into the other side of the thing.
Oh, God.
And then I kept driving.
What, like the highway?
Yeah, like, on the highway.
What happened to the car?
The front bumper was destroyed.
Oh, God.
And I think one of the lights was destroyed.
Oh.
But I kept driving, because what else was I going to do?
Did you get it fixed?
Yes.
Okay.
I got it fixed under the books. The insurance company did not have to know about that.
Of course.
Nobody was hurt,
Right.
except I was really shaken up.
Of course.
Man, and I got into that first accident, and it fucked me up so bad. I didn't drive for, like, months afterwards,
Really?
and I didn't tell anybody about it.
Oh.
Because I didn't want them to know, and then my current boyfriend was like, hey, would you mind driving? And I was like, of course not. Why would I mind driving? And that was the first time I had driven since the accident, and it was so fucked. But yeah. That's the podcast.
Oh boy.
We're almost at an hour and a half.
The longest one. We had a lot of energy from the Power Rangers, but I just fucking petered out.
Yeah, we had to make up for the other episode.
Right.
Not being there. Alright, thanks for watching, listening.
Yeah, that was Cookies and Milk. I've been your host, William.
I've been your host, Ben.
Okay, goodbye.